people's birthdays when they come to school, we face the flag and say the words.
Say the Pledge of Allegiance?
Yeah.
Yeah, you do that every morning, right? Yeah. Yeah, something like that.
There's an American flag right there.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, how many stripes are on the American flag? Does anybody know?
6,
6? How many do you think, Ellen?
7, 4.
Okay, well, we're going to learn how many stripes are on the flag, okay? Just go ahead and put your hand down. We're going to talk about it now, okay? All right, so what our focus is today when we learn about the American flag is how many stripes are on the flag. Okay, I want you to think about that when I'm reading the book. How many stars are on the flag? We're going to learn that. How many red and how many white stripes there are. What do the stripes stand for? We're going to learn what the stars stand for. And we know that the flag is red, white, and blue. So we're going to learn what the red stands for, the white stands for, and the blue stands for. Okay? So when I'm reading that book, I want you to think of those things, okay? Okay. So we are going to read The American Flag by Lisa Harrington. And you guys know that this is the cover page, right? I know you guys have done that several times. This is the title page. It says The American Flag by Lisa Harrington. This next page, I don't know if you guys know what this is, but this is the table of contents. The table of contents tells us all the ideas that are going to be in the book and what page that they're on. Okay? So it's got several ideas and it tells you what page you can find those ideas on. So we're going to go to page 5, and for page 5 it says Stars and Stripes Forever. Okay, here's page 5. This is the header. This right here is the header on page 5. And it says Stars and Stripes Forever. Now the header is going to tell us what the text is about. This is the text that we're going to read, okay? This little part down here is the caption. The caption tells us about the picture. Okay, now I'm going to begin reading. It says, Stars and Stripes Forever. The American flag is one of the most important symbols of the United States. It flies near schools and government buildings. People hang it outside their homes. We honor it at sports games. We wave it proudly for the 4th of July. Now the caption for this picture says, the flag flies in front of the U.S. Capitol building in Washington, D.C. The American flag stands for the land of the people of the United States of America. It also stands for freedom. The first U.S. flag became official on June 14, 1777. That was a long time ago, right? Yeah. Each year, Americans celebrate Flag Day on June 14th. This says, fun fact, our flag has different names. It is sometimes called the Stars and the Stripes. The colors of the American flag are red, white, and blue. The flag has 50 white stars on a blue background. They stand for the 50 states that make up our country. There are 13 stripes on the flag, 7 red and 6 white. They stand for the 13 states that first formed our country. This says, fun fact, the flag colors have meaning. Red is for courage, white is for goodness, and blue is for fairness. Now that right there has a lot of information on it that we're looking for. Okay, a changing symbol. America was once ruled by Great Britain. More than 200 years ago, Americans fought for independence. The United States became its own country. It needed a flag. Fun fact, a rattlesnake appeared on some of the early American flags. It was chosen because a rattlesnake is deadly when it's attacked. The first flag had 13 stars and 13 stripes. They stood for the 13 colonies that became the first 13 states. Some people think Betsy Ross of Philadelphia sewed the first flag, but no one really knows for sure. The caption for the picture says, "This painting shows Betsy Ross and her helpers making the first American flag." Let's put them all together right there. Vermont and Kentucky then joined the United States. In 1795, 2 stars and 2 stripes were added to the flag. It now had 15 stars and 15 stripes. What would happen as more states joined the country? The flag would get very crowded. In 1818, lawmakers decided it would have 13 stripes and a new star would be added for each state. So instead of adding more stripes every time they had a new state, they decided, let's keep 13 stripes for the first 13 states, and they would add a new star every time there was a new state. That's why we have 50 stars. Yes, Alan?
There's one class position on white.
Yeah. Okay. There was no rule on how the stars should be placed, however. Some flags had stars in a row, others had them in circles. In 1912, President Taft decided they should be in rows. But over the years, more stars were added as the states joined the country. This right here is President Taft, and he was the 27th president of America. Yeah. Tyler, can you fix your mask? Okay. This header says pride in the flag. Americans honor the flag in many ways. They sing the Star Spangled Banner to show their pride. That is America's national anthem. A special song written to celebrate the flag. You okay, Sophia? Can you scoot your chair in? Sit still, listen, I'm almost done with the book, okay? This caption says, "The crowd at the baseball game stands for the national anthem." Huh? Okay, just listen. Sit still and listen. Many kids say a pledge to the flag at the start of the school day. It is called the Pledge of Allegiance. The pledge is a promise to be loyal to the United States. This says, fun fact, Francis Bellamy wrote the Pledge of Allegiance. It first appeared in a children's magazine in 1892. The flag today. Today there are different rules to care for the flag. For example, the flag should never touch the ground. It should not fly in bad weather unless it is waterproof. If the flag is flown at night, it should have a light shining on it. And this caption says, the flag is part of the Iwo Jima Memorial in Arlington, Virginia. After Hawaii became a state in 1959, another star was added to the flag. Since then, the American flag has flown proudly with 50 stars. Whenever people see the American flag, they think of the United States, the land of the free. Now, I know there was a lot of information in that, and a lot of it's hard to remember. So I'm going to go back to page 9, because this page had a lot of important information that I wanted you guys to focus on, okay? So, it says, the colors of the American flag are red, white, and blue. The flag has 50 white stars on a blue background. The 50 stars stand for the 50 states that make up our country. There are 13 stripes, 7 red and 6 white. They stand for the 13 states that first formed our country. Now the colors on the flag are red, white, and blue. Red is for courage, white is for goodness, and blue is for fairness. Got it? Do you remember all of that? Sophia, you ready to do an activity with me? Okay, everybody sit down and pay attention. We're gonna do an activity. So you remember what I asked us to remember, right? The stripes, how many there are, the colors, the stars. Okay, so we're gonna do an activity to see if you remember any of that, okay? guys know what headers are. And then I'm gonna ask you some questions about these headers, and if you know the answer, raise your hand, and I'm gonna have you come up here and help me out. Our first header says stripes. Who can tell me how many stripes are on the American flag? Elliot. Do you remember? How about Alan? Do you remember how many stripes there are?
You mean the white stripes or the red ones?
All together. Do you remember what I said? How many stripes there were? Remember we just talked about it in the book? I'm gonna grab the book again. That's why I reread that page so that we could remember all the important information. Oh yeah? 13, you're right. Can you come up here and put the number 13 under stripes? That way we know there are 13 stripes. Thank you. Now, out of all those stripes, how many were red? Sophia, do you know how many were red? How many of the stripes are red on the flag? Do you know? Okay, sit back down. We're gonna have someone else tell me how many are red. Brianna. Huh? 6 red? There are actually 7, but I'm gonna go ahead and have you come up here and put the 7 on the board for me. There are 7 red stripes on the flag. Go ahead and put that under stripes. Under the 2, that works. There you go, thank you. So how many white stripes are there? Can you remember how many white? Jalen.
13.
There's 13 stripes all together, and we have 7 that are red. How many are white?
13.
Nope. There are 6 white stripes on the flag. Go ahead and come up here, Jalen. I should read this page again. Go ahead and put that under stripe. And under this header. Yep. So we have the header stripes. We have 13 of them. 7 are red, 6 are white. Do you remember what the 13 stripes stand for? Elena?
8 stars.
We're talking about the stripes. Do you remember what they mean? Why we have 13 stripes? The 13 stripes stand for the first 13 states. That's why we have 13. Elena, you want to come up here and put this on the board for me? Put that under this row right here. Thank you. So that finishes the stripes. We've got 13 stripes, 7 red, 6 white, and the stripes stand for the 13 original states. Alright, our next header is going to be stars. Who can tell me how many stars are on the flag? Ezra? Isaiah? I don't know how to say it.
Isaiah.
Isaiah, I'm sorry. Good. White stars on the American flag. Go ahead, Kyler. You can come up here and put that under the header stars. Thank you. Who remembers what the stars mean? Why do we have 50 white stars on the American flag? Aaliyah? 50 states. Good job. You're right. Go ahead and come up here and put that on the board for me. There you go. Okay, so America? Because we have 50 states in America, right? Okay. Our next header is the color red. Who remembers what the color red stands for? Alan. I know it's kind of tough. We have so much information, it was hard to remember. Red stands for courage. Alan, can you come up here and put this under red for me? So the United States is known for red, white, and blue. The red stands for courage. Turn it around. There you go. So now you guys know that red stands for courage. I don't need you guys to raise your hands yet. Do you need something? No? Okay, wait till I ask the next question. Okay? Okay, sit down. The next color is white. Do you remember what white stands for? Jalen?
Courage.
No, remember red stands for courage. We just did red. Red stands for courage. Do we remember what the white stands for?
No.
You want to try again, Jalen? What do you think?
Kindness.
Very close. It stands for goodness. And goodness just means to be good. You're doing all the right things. Go ahead and come up here, Jalen. Put that under white for me. Yep, thank you. And our last header is going to be the color blue. Do you remember what the color blue stands for? I'm not sure your name. You. What's the code? Huh?
Alex.
Alex? Okay, what do you think blue stands for? Do you remember? If not, that's okay. Do you want to come up here and put it up here for me? Okay, come here. So blue on the American flag stands for fairness. And fairness just means we treat everybody equally. There you go. Put that under blue for me. That'll finish up our header. So now we know. Tyler, can you sit down and stop messing with your TV? Please. Okay. So we know we have 13 stripes on the flag, right? I need you to remember this because I'm going to have you guys make a flag. And I want you to remember how to make it without needing my help, okay? So we have 13 stripes on the flag. 7 of them are red. 6 of them are white. And the 13 stripes represent the first 13 states. We've got 50 stars. The stars represent the 50 states in America. And red represents courage, white represents goodness, and blue represents fairness. Got it? Thank you guys for helping me so much. I appreciate it. So next, you guys are going to make your own flag. And because we just did this, and we talked about the colors on the flag and how many stripes there are and how many stars, you guys should be able to make a flag by yourself, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, I'm going to put my flag up on the board. This is the flag that I made yesterday. So you guys can look at my flag to help you make your flag. Jalen's everything okay?
Oh, he just did a little accident with my.
Oh, okay, that's okay. So I'm gonna give you guys all the material you need to make your own flag. All I need you to get out when it's time is a glue stick or a glue bottle. You guys are gonna make your flag. Yours is gonna be a little different than mine because I glued on white pieces for my stars, but I'm gonna have you guys use a white crayon. And you can just make circles, or you can try to make a star if you want. And you can do just as many stars as you can. You don't have to do 50 of them if you don't want to. But to end our lesson, before I give you your material for your flag, there are so many other, guys, don't take your stuff out yet. I want you guys to listen for 1 second. Can you guys hear me? Okay. There are so many other countries out there, And every country has its own flag. Just like America has its own flag, every other country out there has their own flag. And their countries mean as much to them, their flags mean as much to them as the American flag means to us. Okay? So always remember to respect everybody's country and their differences and their flags, just like we respect ours, okay? Okay, now I'm gonna give you your stuff so you can make your own flag. You guys just need blue and a white crayon. Now, I'm gonna try not to help you, but if you need help, me or Mrs. Price can come around and help you. But you should be able to look at mine or remember all the things we just put on the board and know how to make the flag. So you can take your pieces out, use the white piece as your background and add your red stripes and add your blue, and then you can put your stars on. Now remember, get your whiteboard out first, the white paper. Do you see my flag up there? That's how you're gonna make yours. Okay, just like we are. Oh, that's okay. When you're done, you can make as many stars as you want. You don't have to make all of them. I know there's a lot of stars, so you don't have to make all of them if you don't want to. Remember, if you're not sure how to make the flag, look up here at mine. It's up on the board. And if you need help, me or Ms. Price can come around, but you should be able to do it by yourself. And the last thing for you guys, I'm gonna send some homework home with you. So I'm gonna give you these worksheets, and I want you to give them to your families, your parents, or your sister, or your brother, someone that can read it to you.
I got two brothers.
Okay.
One lives so far away,
Yeah.
and his name is Lincoln.
Uh-huh.
And one lives with us, and his name is.
Okay, well, these worksheets I'm gonna give to you, and you're gonna have someone read it to you, and then you can answer all these questions that you just learned about the flag, okay? And I want you to show them everything that you learned today. So after you're done with your flag, we're gonna put our flag and our papers in our book bag, okay? I'm just gonna stick yours behind here. Yeah, as soon as you're done with your flag, we're gonna put it in our book bag, and you're gonna take this worksheet home and give it to your families at home, okay? Cause I want you to show them everything that you learned today. Did you need something? You need help with that? Okay, give me just a second and I'll help you find. You need help too? Okay, give me just a second, I'll help you guys. You could.